Morning, welcome to week 4 of our podcast. Going well so far, hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
You enjoying it?
Yes, I'm enjoying what little we've done of it so far.
No, we're getting there though, aren't we? We're getting there.
Good stuff.
Okay, so coming up on today's, we have our new question time slot, which I went with the name, I'll be honest, of the gains. Gains is winding me up a little bit into the terminology, but
It's got a problem with the word gains.
it's just too much. But you know, I went for it because brain gains.
Yeah.
It does actually sound good and it works quite well. So we've got our brain gain section coming up, where we're answering some questions.
Yeah.
We've also got the next Dan versus Nick. So setting our challenge.
Want to move. So, no hard feelings, mate. You'll get it back next time.
Dan versus Nick coming up, setting our challenge, and we've got our best bits to close as usual. Good week this week for best bits. Liking that intro. Like the intro?
Yeah, really good.
Bow.
Very good, yeah. Big Graham Shaw fan.
Takes me back just before Neighbours used to start. Used to get the end of that. But yeah. So, that's what it reminds me of. Carl's still in it.
Is he?
Yeah. I met him last year.
Did you?
Panto.
Yeah. That's good.
Picture coming up on the screen. Cool.
You live a rock and roll lifestyle, Nick. You really need to start toning it down a little bit.
Well,
It's getting out of hand.
maybe. When I meet Susan Kennedy, then I know I'm at my limit.
That's when you know you're maxed out on
I'm maxed out.
Z-list celebrities.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, first one we're talking about, following on from last week's where we've got yo-yo dieting, we're talking about the macronutrients and things like that. I'm going to try and go for, and I've used that this week a little bit with some of the guys on the course to see if it helps, and I think it kind of does. When we're talking about our nutrients and our macros and what we need to make sure we're fueling our main body and not going less than what we actually need, because that's when we get our fat storage and we actually start losing lean muscle. And from that you then go back to eating normally and you balloon up again and start putting that weight back on. And this is kind of how it works. I've got my little clip chart.
Very nice.
So I've got my little clip chart. So from here what we're going to do is draw a person. Okay.
Excellent. Picasso. Pretty good.
The Art Attack.
It is.
Neil Buchanan. So this bit here, this is made up of a lean muscle,
Machine.
lean tissue, also made up of our organs, and also made up of bones and things like that, all the other bits and pieces. This is like our body's natural engine, okay? So we need to fuel this. We need to make sure we're fueling this and getting enough calories going in to keep it going, okay? What generally happens though, with quite a lot of people, is we take too much calories and too many calories going into the body. So what we actually build is we get enough calories to fuel this, but then we have excess amount. So we start building up, whoa, look at that, this extra layer of fat around our body, okay? So we've not only fueled this, we've now caused this as well.
Bad times.
Very bad times. So what we want to do is, how do we get rid of this without getting rid of this? When we deplete our calories, we generally find what happens is a lot of people deplete them too much, okay? And especially when they start depleting fat. Because when they deplete fat, easy for me to say, when you start depleting fat, what happens is your body will naturally go into starvation response and try and store and hold on to it. So it makes it very difficult to get rid of this section here. Okay, very, very difficult. So you might find that what happens is when someone loses weight, cuts the calories, they might start losing weight. So let's say, for example, this person loses 30 pounds of weight. We might find that only 20 pounds comes from this part and 10 pounds comes from this part here, okay? Which means their actual engine's getting smaller. So although looking down on the scales, that weight loss will occur, they'll start losing the weight, they're actually losing it from the wrong section, okay? Which means next time when they get down to the weight, they start wanting to increase their food again and go back up to those calories. Their engine's now smaller, but because they go back eating more calories, they haven't got the same lean mass to actually use it and utilise that as a fuel. So this area here then starts getting even bigger, okay? And that's what we don't want. And that's why people start going on these diets, lose weight, but then the weight goes back on really quick, and sometimes goes back on even more than it was before, because they're reducing the size of their engine. Yeah, if you've got a big car, you've got a big engine, needs lots of fuel. If you start reducing that, suddenly you've got a small car, small engine, yeah, try and give it the same amount of fuel, it's not going to happen, it's not going to work. It needs to go somewhere. That's where you get fuel all over your back seats.
Yeah.
It's got to go somewhere. It starts filling up the boot, yeah, and that's what's happening here. Yeah, it starts filling it up, okay? So that's why we've got to make sure that when we're losing weight and cutting calories, we don't cut them too much.
Deltoids. Guys, what we're going to do is we're going to solve this problem that some people have about optimal deltoid development, okay? So you may or may not know that the deltoids are split into different groups, okay? And you've got your anterior at the front, medial and posterior, okay? So we can sort of, in other terms, call them front, side and back. Now, what often happens is a lot of people tend to overtrain the front of the deltoid. Very common in most lifters and just in general. People tend to do a lot of pushing motions, a lot of bench presses or military presses for that matter, when they're training their deltoids. And what that tends to do is put most of the emphasis on that front part of the shoulder, of the deltoid, okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to show eventually a few exercises, which will be coming up shortly on the video, of things that will really help to bring out that posterior deltoid and also maybe some of that medial deltoid as well, to help give you that sort of rounded shoulder look, okay? Because unfortunately sometimes what can go hand in hand with that sort of overdeveloped front shoulder is that putting that joint capsule forward, which can end up with people having injuries, or, you know, often you see people doing shoulder presses where they're pushing forward, you know, so they've got the dumbbells here, but rather than pushing them directly up, they tend to push it forward, because what's happening is they're putting the dumbbell into a position where they feel strongest, okay? And this is all bad for shoulder health, and also it doesn't look great, you know. If you want that overall sort of shoulder look, you need to be making sure you put a lot of effort into that part. I was sort of a bit oblivious to this before in the past, but now I'm making sure that I'm keeping on point with this. And now I start with my deltoid training with rear deltoid exercises, okay? Like face pulls, rows, rear deltoid rows and stuff like that, to try and emphasize that at the beginning of my workout. On that priority principle, I start with the muscle that's lagging, okay? I spend less time in my shoulder workout on my anterior deltoid, the front deltoid, because it's not really a lagging muscle group, so it doesn't really make sense for me to put too much energy into that at the start of my workout, but more just make sure it's still ticking over and try and even it all up, if you will. So guys, we're going to now watch a few videos of these movements. Hope you enjoy them.
Okay, that was information on deltoids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully that'll work for some of you guys.
Yeah, guys, I'm hoping they help. If you've got any comments or any information you want to share on that, please comment below. We'd love to hear back from you.
Okay, so next we're going to be looking at how to get clients. We've had a little feedback come through, haven't we, from people that talk about when they maybe come off the course and things. Sometimes they just need a little bit of help with actually getting those clients out initially. And I think this all really comes down to the planning. When you get into the gym, you want to be planning what it is that you're going to be doing. So using your diary to plan step-by-step guide of, right, this is what I need. Okay, and think about what information you need from people. So contact details is always a good one,
That's a good one.
which comes under the umbrella of the name and maybe email address or contact number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got them covered.
Got those covered. And then maybe goals as well. What it is they're looking to do. Now it's really key to kind of set your times out. So for example, get in a gym nice and early, 6:30, ready to go. And I might block out right from 6:30 to 7 o'clock. Between those times, I'm going to be at reception and I'm going to be handing out gym towels, welcoming people, talking to them about maybe their goals. I always think this is a good time to have a little sheet ready for different goals. So for example, weight loss. And I might have an information or fact sheet about weight loss. So that when people come up to you in the gym and say, you know, yeah, I'm looking at losing a little bit of weight, you can go, perfect. I've got a great fact sheet here. Let me email that off to you. And once you email that off to them, hopefully then straight away you need their contact details to be able to do it. And it might get them asking you a few more questions.
Good icebreaker.
Good icebreaker, really good. Yeah. From that, you know, knock-on effect from that, hopefully you can keep that contact going next time they come in. Ask them about that fact sheet, whether they've read it, whether they're using any of it, or if they need any more information about it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd also then set out the next point. So maybe, you know, done my 6:30, I've got my 3 contacts for the day for that part. So I might go to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, I might want to do a little game in the gym. Little games are always good, a little bit of fun.
Yeah, why not?
So I might go around with even just like a little bag with a load of programs in. Yeah, with like 15-minute kettlebell session or 10-minute core training.
Yeah.
And I might go up to my client in a gym and I might go, hey, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah.
I've got a little game for you where you put your hand in my bag and pull out a prize.
Okay.
Would you like to play?
Is there a CCTV around?
Go for it. Oh, what did you win?
Oh, a free kettlebell session with Nick.
Ah, brilliant. When would you like to put that in?
I'm free now.
Let's do it now then.
Okay then.
Yeah, and go for it. Easy as that. And therefore you can get some really good kind of clients on that basis. Get them to pick a prize, win a prize, get them to book it in. If they're not available, like my friend Dan is there because he doesn't do a great deal in the gym, just stands around. So he had plenty of time. If they haven't quite got the time, then, you know, book them in for another day that they're in.
Yeah.
Get that contact. Yeah, get those details from them. Works really well.
Brilliant.
So plan those sessions, plan what you're going to be doing throughout the day, and then you should be on for a winner with getting clients.
Yeah, organisation is key.
Massively,
Definitely with
massively.
Gaining clients.
Cool.
Cool. Wicked.
That's our first brain game.
Brain games.
Yeah,
It rhymes.
it does rhyme.
Yeah, people like rhymes, so let's do it. Cool.
Dan versus Nick. The challenge.
Start filming. Okay, good. Dan versus Nick. The challenge. Welcome. What we're going to be doing, guys, we're going to be doing a vertical jump. Nick's actually filming at the moment. Yeah, that's Nick's hand, just to clarify what his hand looks like. And what we're going to be doing for this challenge is we're going to be taking a stand. Okay, so from a standing point, trying to jump as high as we can. Now you're probably thinking, well, people are different heights, so how's that going to be fair? You know, Nick's a bit taller than me, especially if we include his hair, it's a bit taller. So if you stand actually up against the wall and put your arm outstretched as high as it will go, we take a measurement there. Then afterwards what we'll do is from that standing vertical jump, we'll measure from that start point to how high you were able to jump by marking it with a pen. Okay, so we haven't got the paper up at the moment, but when we actually do it for real, we'll be able to mark it off. So just give you a quick demonstration of what it's about. Okay. That's pretty good. I'm just lulling Nick into a full sense of security there by not jumping as high as I can now, obviously. But then eventually I will be able to jump like higher than Michael Jordan. But yeah, that's it guys, pretty much. So that's what we're going to be doing this week with Dan versus Nick. Stay tuned to see what happens. Excellent. Hope you enjoyed it, guys.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed week 4 I don't know why I always hold my hand out every video.
When we get to week 11,
we're going to be struggling.
We're gonna be
because
struggling.
At the moment it's week 4. It's okay. Last one I was like week 3. But yeah, just to quickly say, guys, hope you enjoyed the video and really enjoying the feedback we've been getting. Keep the questions coming in as well. We're liking those. As many as we can get would be great. And yeah, please like and share as always the videos. Please like the Camden Training Room Academy page. Please post any information or feedback at the bottom. We want to hear back from you guys and hope you're enjoying it.
you sound like one of those people from like X Factor at the end.
I don't know.
Going in, get down there, ditch
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was going.
Cool. And we've got best bits coming up of the week. Highlights of the week.
Yes, that's good.
Coming up. Enjoy.
Enjoy, guys. Are we doing the fist bump thing?
I'm doing the fist bump thing.
Oh, apparently we do fist bumps at the end now. Okay.